You know the feeling, right? You're just sitting there, maybe on the couch. You've got that one thing you know you're supposed to be doing, but you're just stuck. You're waiting for that spark, that bolt of lightning, that magical feeling of motivation to just hit you. But it never comes, does it? So what's the deal?
Well, what if I told you that entire idea is a myth? That we've been looking at motivation completely backward our whole lives. We've been taught that you need to feel ready before you can act. But the science, it tells a completely different and, frankly, a much more powerful story. We aren't waiting for motivation. Motivation is actually waiting for us.
And this right here, this simple chart, it flips the entire script. The myth is motivation leads to action. But the truth is, action creates motivation. It's not the cause, it's the effect. You don't get motivated and then go for a run. You go for a run, even for just a minute, and that generates the feeling of motivation. Now, this isn't some new age productivity hack. It's actually grounded in a really profound psychological principle called self-perception theory. And the core idea is honestly kind of mind-blowing. It suggests that we are, in a very real way, strangers to ourselves. We don't have some special direct access to our own beliefs and feelings. We figure ourselves out the same way another person would, by watching what we do. And get this idea has been around for a while. It was first proposed way back in 1967 by a psychologist named Daryl. His whole theory was that we are constantly observing our own actions to figure out what's going on inside. We literally infer our beliefs from our behavior. It's not the other way around. And it all comes down to this one incredibly powerful phrase from Beam himself. Behavior precedes belief. Just let that sink in for a second. This isn't just about finishing a task on your to-do list. This is about your identity. You don't just do things because of who you are. You become who you are because of the things you do. So think of your brain like a detective. It's not your coach. It's an observer. It's just a pattern-matching machine, and it's constantly gathering evidence from your actions to figure out who you are supposed to be in this moment. Which means every single action you take is a data point for your identity. When you're sitting on the couch scrolling on your phone, you are literally feeding your brain data that says, conclusion, I am tired and unmotivated. But the second you put on your running shoes, you've submitted new evidence. The detective in your brain looks at that and goes, oh, okay, I guess we're a runner now. Okay, so this is where it gets super practical. If our actions are the trigger, how can we actually use this to our advantage? How do we build this outside-in motivation and basically create momentum from nothing? Let's call it the 5-minute evidence rule. The goal isn't to run a marathon. The goal is to simply generate one piece of undeniable proof for your brain, so you don't wait to feel like a runner. Step 1, just put on the shoes. Step 2, run for just 5 minutes. That's the evidence. Your brain sees your feet moving and concludes, well, I guess this is what we're doing now. And only then, after the action has started, does your brain start releasing the neurochemicals like dopamine that we experience as the feeling of motivation. And you know what's even crazier? You might not even need 5 minutes. Some studies suggest this identity shift, this little trick, can start to happen in as little as 120 seconds. That's 2 minutes. 2 minutes of acting the part is all the behavioral evidence your brain needs to get on board and start helping you out. So that leaves us with one last really powerful thought. Motivation isn't some mystical force you have to wait for. It's a choice. It's an outcome you create through action. You don't need some grand plan. You don't need a sudden burst of inspiration. You just need the next 2 minutes. So the real question is, who will you provide evidence for being right now?